If you've been watching my videos, I'm hoping you're starting to see something clearly. You're probably much closer to building an income stream than you've been giving yourself credit for. Not because entrepreneurship is easy or because the path is short, but because most women already have the hardest thing to acquire, which is valuable skills. The challenge isn't becoming more capable, it's learning how to package, position, and sell the value you already have. And in this video, I want to walk you through what that process can look like, not in theory, in practice. If you're new here, my name is Nick Scott. I'm the founder of Her Income Edit, and I'm the person who built this framework from scratch after spending years watching capable women stay stuck because nobody gave them a clear process. I've been building online businesses since 2008, and now I help women turn their existing skills into income. And what I'm about to show you is the process I wish someone had handed me years ago. The first thing I want you to understand is that your most marketable skill is not necessarily your favorite skill. And this distinction matters because many women approach monetization emotionally instead of strategically. They start by asking,
what am I most passionate about?
When the more useful question is,
what problem can I solve that people are already investing money into to solve?
And those are different questions that often lead to very different answers. And the second question is the one that gets you income faster. One of the most reliable ways to identify your most income-ready skill is to look at the evidence that already exists around you. So what do people consistently ask you for help with? What comes naturally to you that seems to confuse or frustrate other people? What results do you create repeatedly in your professional and personal life? What have colleagues, managers, or clients complimented you on across different roles and organizations? What problems do you solve faster than most people around you? And these are not just rhetorical questions, these are data points. And most women, when they take this seriously, they find that their most monetizable skill has been hiding in plain sight. Once you've identified that skill, the next shift is moving from thinking about what you teach to thinking about what you help someone achieve. And this is important because people don't buy information or skills as an abstract concept. They buy outcomes. Literally nobody wakes up wanting coaching. They wake up wanting clarity, confidence, a specific result, a problem solved, time saved, confusion replaced with a clear path forward. So instead of asking yourself, what can I teach? Start asking, what can I help someone achieve? Because that reframe changes how you describe what you do. It changes how you price it, and it changes who says yes to it. For women who are starting to build their second income stream, I consistently come back to coaching, consulting, and advisory support as the most accessible path. Not because they're trendy, but because they're efficient. These models leverage what you already know without requiring huge startup costs, years of building an audience, complex technical infrastructure, or a large platform. You can literally get started with conversation. You can start next week. You can start with the network you already have. And speaking of networks, one of the most important things I want you to hear is that your first clients are almost certainly not going to come from the internet. They're going to come from people who already know you. People like former colleagues, professional contacts, community members, people who have watched your career and already associate you with a specific kind of capability. Your network is your first audience, which means you don't have to build anything before you start having conversations. You have to organize what you already know into something that people can buy. That organization starts with what I call the 3 P's of clarity: problem, process, and promise. What specific problem do you solve? What process do you guide someone through to solve it? And what outcome or transformation are you helping them move toward? That's the foundation of your offer, not your logo, your website, or your automated funnel. It's clarity about those 3 things because that's what makes someone say yes in a conversation. Everything else comes after. Before you build anything significant, I want you to validate it first. This is where a lot of women waste time and energy. They build websites, design logos, create entire courses, make branding decisions, and sometimes spend thousands of dollars setting up infrastructure before they've ever sold anything. Please Do not do that. Your first goal isn't building a perfect business. Your first goal is proving demand. So have conversations. Test how you describe the problem. Pay attention to what language makes people lean in. Listen to the objections that come up and understand what's underneath them. The market will tell you exactly what matters if you stay in that listening mode long enough. Pricing is another place where high achieving women consistently undervalue themselves, and it is worth talking about directly. If your skills create meaningful transformation for someone, if you're saving time, confusion, costly mistakes, months or years of figuring something out on their own, your pricing should reflect that. Not to be impressive, but because transformation has economic value. And many women have spent so long disconnecting their skills from their compensation because someone else was always deciding what they got paid, that they've lost touch with what their knowledge is worth in the market. So start higher than it feels comfortable. The discomfort usually means you're closer to the right number. And here's something I wish someone had told me much earlier. Your first client matters more than your branding, because once someone pays you, everything else changes. You have evidence, feedback, a real world experience to refine from, a testimonial that speaks to real outcomes, and confidence that's built on proof instead of hope. And that momentum is worth more than a polished website. So start with your client. Build the brand from there. Everything I've walked you through in this video, identifying your skill, clarifying the transformation, choosing a simple model, validating before pricing confidence, this is the foundation of the safety method. And that is scan your skills, align with your audience, framework your offer, execute your plan, test and refine, yield sustainable results. Sustainable businesses aren't randomly built. They're built with intention, in the right order, with a process that compounds on itself over time. And I want to close by reiterating the part that matters most to me. This isn't just about making extra money. It's about building options. It's about reducing dependence on one income source that someone else controls. It's about creating ownership. It's about finally recognizing that the skills you've spent years developing deserve to create opportunity for you, not just for the companies that have benefited from it. If you've been waiting for the right moment, the right idea, the right level of readiness, I want you to hear me. You already have what you need to start. What you need now is your first offer, your first conversation, and to take your first step. I created a free training to help you identify your most income-ready skill, choose the right model, understand what your first offer needs to include, and start building clarity instead of confusion. The link to my free training is below. Go register for it. And if you've been waiting for permission to start, consider this your permission. I'll see you on the inside.